What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Cheap Sense, back once again. And this review or video or list, I should say, some of these fragrances are very disappointing to me because I kind of had high expectations for at least 3 of these and maybe 4, and I was let down. Actually 5. I was let down. So let's just get into it. So first up, from the house of Bulgari, I picked this one up. Not this particular one because I didn't buy this one. The first one I actually purchased myself and I sold, and a subscriber gifted me some things, and this was in in what they gifted to me, and I guess it was just meant for me to have. It actually gave me headaches because of a certain note that's in this, and I think it's cactus or something that's in this, or something in it that gives me a headache. I don't know what it is, but all the other Bulgari fragrances that I have had me kind of hyped up, and I picked this one up. And this one is Bulgari Man Extreme. Now, I have heard other reviewers talk about this fragrance and say how good it is to them. To me, it's not that great. I haven't worn it since. It is nice smelling, but smelling this on myself for too long, it gave me a massive headache. I don't know what it is, but I'm not a big fan of this particular fragrance. Can be worn spring and summer, not so much fall and winter. I guess try it out if you see it. This is a 60 ml bottle. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, places like that. Maybe Ross, in which I don't venture to Ross as like I used to. They don't have much before they shut down, but you may be able to find it there. I wouldn't pay anything over $20, $25 for this. Some places will have this for maybe like 30, 35, but 20, 25 bucks if you can find it. If not, I wouldn't even stress it. But Bulgari Man Extreme. Number 9 spot. I'm not a huge oud fan, especially if the oud is like that skanky, that stinky, rank smelling oud. I can't personally speaking, I don't like it. I like it if it's a note and it's not the dominant note. I can tolerate it. So when I saw this fragrance in TJ Maxx, I grabbed it, and I don't think I could smell it at the time because it was inside this little case. But I got it. It was pretty inexpensive. I think this was like maybe 12 to 15 bucks. And it's from the house of Kors. And the last time I saw a Kors fragrance, it was in the women's section of the TJ Maxx across the street from where I live. I passed on it, and it bit me in the butt because I think Ross from TLG talked about it. He picked it up, and I think somebody else I saw picked it up and said it was good. But this time I saw a Kors fragrance, and I jumped on it. I was not going to pass it. It was inexpensive, and it is called Emerald Oud, and it's an Eau de Parfum concentration, 50 ml, and this is what it looks like. It's like a green. I mean, it's not a bad looking bottle. It kind of reminds me of the Perry Ellis, the Aqua bottle, in which it was bigger than this, but it kind of reminds me, gives me that vibe, but you see through. Pretty cheap plastic top on it. It doesn't snap into place. It's just a snug fit. Atomizer is not bad. And this, it's kind of hard to say whether there's oud. I mean, I know it's a synthetic oud in this, but I'm not sure what exactly I'm picking up from this. I need to look the notes up again on this, but I will do a review on it once I wear it. I think I did wear it once, but for the most part, it smells okay, but it's not something that I would pick up again if I ran out of this. And if I sold this right now, I wouldn't even care. But kind of disappointing. It's not anything like a wow fragrance. It's not a groundbreaking or game-changing type fragrance. It's okay. Real oud lovers aren't gonna like this because they talk so much crap about Oud for Greatness by Initio, and they say it's hardly to, if any, oud in that at all. But me personally, I think Oud for Greatness is an amazing scent. Whether it's oud in it or not, it smells great. But this one, I'm on the fence about. It smells okay in the air, but I don't know. That's number 9. Number 8. I picked this up from Ross some time back, like maybe not so much the beginning of my fragrance journey, but maybe getting close to the mid of it. I picked this one up, and it is Dunhill London. And some people like this fragrance. I thought it was just okay. I don't really like this flippy top thing on fragrances. It's kind of cheesy to me. I know CH Men Privé has it, but being that the smell on that is amazing to me, I can tolerate the flippy top thing. But on this, it's just cheesy. You can see it gets stuck. Plastic. Atomizer is not bad. Has decent DNA. It smells pretty good. I don't wear it much, but I found something to replace this with. And I love this fragrance to death. Trey Scents got his nose on it the other day, and I already had it. But I talked about it before, and it is Dunhill London Extreme. And this, as you can see, it kind of has that little thing like the Dior bottle. But the scent of this is still the same as this, but they amped up the sweetness in it. And they made this a sexy SOB when they made this fragrance. This is bottle worthy. You can find this for like 15, 20 bucks, something like that, maybe 25. I love this fragrance a lot. This is not bad, but this one, that's all I got to say. But the original is the one that's kind of disappointing to me. So that's number 8 spot. Number 7 is one I really didn't have high hopes for this one to begin with. But being that there are a lot of car company fragrances out there that make some pretty good car fragrances or fragrances like Bentley, Mercedes, there's a few others, but I saw this one and I said, let me give it a shot. So I actually was able to spray this in, I think I was in Marshall's. I was able to spray this, and initial spray, it didn't smell bad. And I thought, okay, well, maybe it'll change a little bit. So let me get it, see what happens. It was inexpensive. I think like 20 bucks, something like that. It's Fiat 500. And it's a pretty cheesy, it looks like one of them little Fiat cars. I got this and I sprayed it again. I sprayed it again. My friend was here one night. She was making some spaghetti or something. And I sprayed this. And she backed up in the corner like I was trying to stab her or something. She was like, what is that? She didn't like it at all. And I'm not even finna spray this because she actually is on her way to come pick me up. But this fragrance is not worth picking up. Do not get it. like, that was actually a waste of 15, 20 bucks or whatever I paid for this. Wasn't worth it at all. If you did have this, it would probably be just something to spray on to run errands if you're going to be outside, because obviously you don't want to be inside a vehicle with somebody, especially if they're not going to like this. So stay away from Fiat 500. If you don't have it and you see it, don't pick it up. Number 6. This one actually came in a trade, and I'm not a huge fan of this one at all. I do have the original, which is a great old school fragrance, Homme. The Aqua version is the one I'm talking about right now. It's not horrible for an aquatic. It just doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't move me at all. Obviously, this was a tester because it came in this white box. But it doesn't move me. Other aquatic fragrances give more oomph. Of course, most aquatics and freshies don't last long, but this one, Homme Aqua, does not move me at all, and I'm glad I didn't pay for it. It came in a trade, but I don't even remember what the trade was, but thinking back on it now, it probably was a horrible trade, so this is what it is. We're down to the top 5, y'all. So these 5 are the ones that disappointed me the most. The first one, I like Mugler fragrances. Most of them anyway. The ones I've got my nose on. Even the original Amen, a lot of people don't like because of that tar note that's in it. And they say it's too sweet or too this and that. I don't mind it. It was okay for me. I have it in the collection. I have not a lot of them. I had Crypto Mint, in which that was a bad giveaway or trade or whatever I did. I should have kept that. But this one I saw, I picked it up, and boy was I disappointed by this one. This is Alien Man, I should say. And this one doesn't do anything for me at all. The atomizer sucks. It's not appealing to me. It just smells like a bland, boring fragrance to me. It has some kind of funny note to it that is off-putting to me. I don't like it at all, to be honest with you. And if I can get a decent trade or maybe a decent sale with this, I'd get rid of it. But for me, this isn't anything like any of the other Mugler fragrances that I have. It's just, to me, off-putting. Somebody said they liked it. I don't like it, but that's just me. So that's at the number 5 spot. Number 4 is one that it has the original DNA in it, but for it to be an intense version or intenso version, it's not. It didn't seem any. There's nothing about this that is intense or intenso at all to me, and that is Dolce and Gabbana Pour Homme Eau de Parfum, and it's Eau de Parfum concentration, intenso. I was highly disappointed with this fragrance, and I'm glad that I only got this little 30 or 40 ml bottle, whatever it is. It has the DNA of the original, in which this is not the original formulation because it doesn't have the sticker, but it's still a great smelling fragrance. It has the same DNA this does as this. You can smell the Pour Homme in this, and it's supposed to be a more stronger version. And to me, it's not strong at all. It seems like a weaker version of this, which is reformulated, supposedly. So this, for me, wasn't worth the purchase. and I wish I wouldn't have bought this one. So that's at the number 4 spot. Number 3, I like this is okay. It's not the best smelling because I actually like Armand Derby Clubhouse Gold better than this, in my personal opinion. But Mont Blanc Legend is a decent fragrance. I don't get the best performance out of this. The smell is okay. Some say it's supposed to be a clone of Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct or something like that. I can see that, but for the most part, it's not a bad fragrance. And for somebody getting into the fragrance game and you can find this for a decent price, it's not a bad buy. But for me, I like Derby Clubhouse Gold. It's a lot stronger than this. It does have a more of a metallic vibe to it, but I liked it better. I got way better performance from Derby Clubhouse Gold. Now, I'm not speaking for anybody else in the fragrance community, reviewer or subscriber. I'm talking about me. For me, Derby Clubhouse Gold performed better on me than this did. So that's why this is as high up on this list as it is, because it's a big letdown for me. Number 2. This one was highly anticipated, being that it's from a specific house. People were waiting on this to come out. I really didn't care for any flankers of any fragrances from this company. I'm happy with the originals. But when I found this at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, whichever one, I couldn't pass it. I went ahead and got my hands on it. And to me, it was a waste of money. I'm sorry, hands down, in my personal opinion, this is not worth the purchase, period. It is Dolce & Gabbana, the one gray. I'm not a huge fan of this. And it kind of reminds me of a more inexpensive fragrance, Casual Life by Ferragamo. That cardamom kind of fragrance. I think Casual Life is a little better to me because it's a little sweeter. But this, for the price that you're going to pay for this, unless you know avenues to get it cheaper, this is a waste of money. That's just my personal opinion. I didn't like it. It's okay if you like a freshie that's just blah. But personally speaking, I'm not going to recommend anybody run out and go get this. It didn't even get that much hype. I would much prefer you get the original Dolce & Gabbana, the one, versus this. It's just, to me, not worth it. And at the number 1 spot, this one actually was gifted to me. I want to say by the same person who gifted me the Bulgari, but this was in there also, and it is Jo Malone English Oak and Hazelnut. And even though this fragrance smells pretty dang good to me, the performance on this for Jo Malone, and as expensive as Jo Malone fragrances are, the performance off of my skin with this is horrible. It's just sad. I'm not a big advocate when it comes to telling people to run out and grab a fragrance that's going to cost you anywhere from $80 and up, and you be disappointed because I said so. I know as reviewers, we have that influence on people, and I'm not going to tell anybody to go out and purchase this. I mean, I don't even know what you would get for one of these size bottles, but you could probably go on the Jo Malone website and check it out. I know there was a store around the corner from Nordstrom's that me and Matt over at Georgia Gent and I visited once, and they had a whole Joe Malone section. So if you can find one of those stores that actually sells Joe Malone fragrances, go in Joe Malone, that fragrance section, check out their fragrances, see what you may like, see if they have decants or samples or whatever, or if you can find one of these for a decent price, pick up one of these. But as far as buying a full bottle of Joe Malone and it not performing, I'm not going to do that to you. So that's why it's at number one, because of the price point. Joe Malone's are probably the most expensive fragrance that I showed, period, throughout this list. And if it's going to perform like this one did, I'm not even going to recommend it, y'all. So I am out of here. I got to get ready to get up out of here. Hopefully you guys are being safe out there, washing your hands, sanitizing, spraying Lysol, whatever you got to do to keep your house disinfected. Wear your mask if you have to wear a mask. If you're going to work, make sure you check them door handles. If you don't have gloves on, make sure you can get something to sanitize it. I don't care if you put some hand sanitizer from out the bathroom on a napkin and wipe a door handle before you grab it. Do what you got to do to protect yourself. I'm not one of those paranoid people. I just go about my daily life like nothing is happening, but I know things are out there. So with that being said, y'all, I don't even know what to hold up to tell y'all to have a great... I got something. Here's to smelling great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.